Good morning. I'm Kristen Lee. I am a half hour early to my appointment, so I got some time. So I figured I'd film my video for today because I had an idea. And oh god, bright light. I didn't know how I want to execute it, so figured story time in the car. My Nana and I were talking the other day, and she was saying how, for her, the way she grew up, it wasn't Christmas until the manger was up. And she feels displaced because all of her mangers are with us in California, and she's still stuck in New York. So my aunt went out and got her a manger so that she could feel festive, I guess. And we got talking about my Aunt Mary, which was her aunt on her father's side. So it was her father's sister. And Aunt Mary was incredibly old when I was little. But some of my favorite Christmases are at her house. And one of the things that I love to do is she had a manger that was like hodgepodge throughout the years of pieces from different sets that she had, and that was the kids set. Anything like at a certain level, kids could play with. Anything up, you couldn't. And I was only little. I mean, I think she was like 8 or 9 when she passed. But I had 8 or 9 Christmases with her, and she was one of the family members that was older that loved my brother Sean, who has cerebral palsy, because it was difficult to bring him places just because of stairs or whatever, even though he was like this little like watermelon that you could just carry anywhere for the longest time. And then he had a growth spurt, and it got difficult to carry him up and down things. And my Aunt Mary lived on the second floor. And did she have the whole house? I think she lived on the second floor and somebody lived on the flat under her. Doesn't matter. Anyway, but she always loved my brother Sean, and I don't remember my other brother going, and then little bro doesn't know who Aunt Mary is. But anyway, the other thing that she used to do was, if you were bringing a child to her house for Christmas Eve, you had to bring a gift for that child. She did not buy all the gifts. She made sure that you did it. And if you couldn't, you had to let her know and she'd help you buy it. But that was your responsibility for bringing children to her house on Christmas Eve, because that was our one present that we got to open. So I didn't know that until I was grown, but I always loved the fact that, you got to open up a gift at this woman that I only saw every now and then house. And it was always Christmassy and always smelled like Christmas. And there were always like snacks and stuff for the kids, but there was also food for the adults. There was always like a hodgepodge of like lasagna and shrimp cocktails and just a whole bunch of stuff. And it was one of my favorite like memories as a kid. And I remember talking to my grandmother, and I'm like, oh yeah, I love the fact that we always had a gift, because there were places that we went and we didn't get gifts, and it was fine, but every other kid got a gift but our family at different places that we would go. I found out why with, you know, family drama and stuff like that as I got older. But as a kid, I didn't understand why, you know, cousins and things like that would get, you know, bags full of toys and stuff, and we didn't. But I did find out as I got older. And with my Aunt Mary, you had to bring your gift. I think the one year I got my Cabbage Patch at her house. Like, that wasn't the Santa Claus gift. That was the gift that I got at Aunt Mary's. But, yeah. But my grandmother told me that Aunt Mary said, you know, that it was something, that had to be something that wasn't Santa Claus, like on the Santa Claus list. It had to be something that they wanted, and it had to be a toy, so that we all had something to play with while the adults were hanging out. I don't know. When I found out, I thought it was genius. So when I became Aunt Cece to my littles in New York, I made sure that when they were little, they got gifts and they got toys from me. And that's what I'm trying to do in California with the littles that I've fallen in love with and have become Aunt Cece for them, even though I'm now Aunt Kristen. But that was where I learned that. And the same thing with my daycare kids. I always made sure that they had something. If they celebrated Christmas, they had something. And I didn't have a lot of money, but I had friends that their families would adopt a family of mine or a kid for Christmas and get things for them. I had daycare kids that I had to work on Christmas, and I was able to bring them to friends' houses and stuff to celebrate. So, yeah. It's been a story that's been like sitting with me. I thought I would share it. It's a nice memory. Yeah, because like I said, we'd go to other family members' houses and things like that, and you know, we weren't thought of. So it was a good memory. So I wanted to share. Let me know one of your favorite memories from Christmas. Did you have a house that you went to that's where you opened up your gifts, or like your one gift? Do you do the Christmas Eve one gift, or do you open them all up on Christmas? Like, what's your tradition, and do you know where it started from? So, hope you're having a great day and a great week. I'll see you tomorrow.